You are officially an incinerator. Welcome to Incense and Common Sense, the live streams that we do here on Alerts on TV. Shout out to everybody because it's a worldwide movement. I would definitely love you guys and you girls to uh, join us. We appreciate you tuning in, definitely. As usual, we'll give everybody a couple minutes to get up in here. So, hope everybody having a good day. Give everybody a couple minutes. All right, we got Joe Kennedy. We appreciate you for dropping through. Make sure you hit that like button as you come in. Even if you only can watch me for a couple seconds, I know sometimes you want to dip in and out the lives to see what's going on. Make sure you give us a like, definitely. I want to apologize to everybody before we get started. Work has somewhat picked up for me, and I've been really busy. I haven't had a chance to get out and do any shooting. Might film a couple of videos out in the woods this weekend. Like I showed you guys and girls on the post. I have my head-mounted camera. My old dinosaur ass still ain't opened it up and figured out really how to use it yet, but I'll get that all figured out. So I appreciate everybody being patient with me. That's the reason I haven't been streaming or filming so much, because I just been so busy getting the business together. So with that being said, if you're new here, welcome to the Alert Zone TV. Gold, we got over 900 pieces. The FRT. What's that FRT? Is you talking about that? What's that? Swiftly? I'm sorry, I'm not too good on some of these abbreviations. Shout out to my youngest daughter and my youngest son. Hell, my oldest daughter. They always be trying to keep me informed on what these new abbreviations is. I'll be just lost. Oh, by the way, as you guys can see, part of the cup collection, I got my Ralph Lauren cup tonight. Oh, the trigger. Oh, it's kind of like, I seen the Texas trigger, I think they call it. The FRT. I seen that it said Texas trigger on there in that AK. It's like made it almost like fully automatic, man. Yeah, I saw that. I definitely saw that. Also, before I get started, let me say this. When I first got into like just buying a lot of guns, I always just planned to just leave everything stock. All right, we got Dr. T in the building. Until I went to Arm 5. When I went to a regular meetup 5, I got a chance to shoot these 2011s and just all different types of firearms. And you know what? I think going forward, some of my firearms I'm gonna do some work to, and newer firearms, some of them I'm gonna do some adjustments to them also. Cause I can understand why a 2011 cost what it cost. After I shot a couple of them. Yeah, okay. Appreciate that. So yeah, man, I love doing this though. I appreciate everybody. Oh yeah, by the way, shout out to Sci Fair in Houston. You guys and girls know my son is an alum there, and he gave me this. I bought this T-shirt when he went to the playoffs. So from time to time, I like to rock it. Also, shout out to all the students across the country, and because this is a worldwide movement, shout out to all the students across the world. The students, you guys and girls are our future. Whether you young students or you old students, y'all are our future. So I appreciate that. Definitely want to shout y'all out. Make sure y'all being careful, y'all being safe at these schools, especially here in America, because you know what goes on here. Definitely. So we'll give a couple more seconds and we'll get into this topic because I think it needs to be addressed. All right, it's the 5-minute mark. So I'm going to address this because I believe it needs to be addressed. Because we always tell guys and girls, safety Being on high alert starts here. Before you ever get to this, before you ever get to the gun, sorry, I'm not sure how good y'all guys can see that. Before you ever get to this, you got to start with this first. I tell you guys and girls, when I talk about dealing with law enforcement, we always speak of this from a perspective that we are legally armed, that we have a firearm on us. You guys and girls know just how much having a firearm escalates a traffic stop, especially when law enforcement know you have it. It doesn't matter that it's in the trunk, that it's somewhere where you can't reach for it. It doesn't matter. The mere fact that you have a firearm makes things a whole lot more complicated. Um, Also, I beg people all the time, and this is transcends race. This transcends gender. When you're dealing with law enforcement, make your encounter with them as short as possible. Driver's license, registration, proof of insurance. If you don't have one and they tell you you don't have one, they're going to give you a ticket. They're going to take you in cuffs, whatever they're going to do. Let them do their business on the side of the road and go to lock up or wherever you need to go to get done what you need to get done. Stop holding court on the side of the road. You know, I always say I'm not anti-law enforcement. I'm just pro-justice. Pro-justice means I want law enforcement to do their jobs by the book. But I also have to understand something also, because sometimes law enforcement are doing their job with some of them with extreme patience. And people put them in the position where they act. Why am I talking about this? So in Jacksonville, there was another incident. You guys and girls know the clavering they call Florida. Oh, by the way, shout out to William Fratelli too. And Cannon Coach, I think you're a Floridian. But you guys and girls know when it comes to law enforcement in Florida, there's always some kind of craziness going on. Remember, Florida is where the Acorn shooting happened, where the guy was already searched, handcuffed in the back of the car. The officer heard an Acorn and unloaded on the joint. We all know Jacksonville Sheriff's Office with Josue Garriga and the rest of that group. Look, we already know what you're dealing with. Nobody is blind-eyed here. And I'm going to get to another scenario too, because I saw something that I want everybody to go and watch. Nevertheless, so for those of you who don't know, the video is making the rounds on social media. At this school, where this cop and this woman, it wound up getting really physical. Let me make this disclaimer. I'm not sure who threw the first punch. And I'm not here to even talk about it like that, in the sense of I'm not here to attack this cop for one reason. My understanding is he asked this woman to move. I don't know if she parked in the handicap spot, what have you. He asked her to move. Some kind of an argument broke out. And what happened. That's not what my concern is. My concern is grown-ups in America. You can put a blinders on if you want. Everybody know what we deal with in this country. Some of y'all say y'all got black fatigue even though y'all don't live around black people. You ain't never lived around us, but you got fatigue. So that tells me you keep your ear to the streets. Everybody know how contingent it is dealing with law enforcement here in this country. Everybody know that. Look, driver's license, registration, insurance. If they say you speeding and you say, well, I wasn't speeding, and he or she says, well, I say you speeding, take your ticket and go about your fucking business. Fight them in court. You ain't never gonna win on the side of the road. This lady, for whatever reason, thought that she was gonna get up in this man's face and that she was gonna be fighting him back and what have you. My understanding, like I said, I didn't see all of the video. My understanding, now I did see where it looked like, I don't know if she hit him and he hit her back or what have you. My problem was the fact that she let this get that far. I saw a press conference after this where she was in the church or something and she was saying about, she was asking the principal what's the process of picking up the children or what have you, and she just wanted to, her daughter was crying. I don't know what she was talking about. At the end of the day, look, you're not gonna win on the side of the road. And I want people to understand something. As law-abiding citizens, we stand up for justice, but you know what? We're not gonna put our lives on the line when people are wrong. It's just that simple. I don't know 100% of the details, but I'm gonna tell you. Living in Florida, in the Jacksonville area, the fact that that woman let that escalate that far, I mainly put it on her. If you asked her to move, just move your fucking car. It's just that simple. Ladies, listen to me and listen to me well. Because this is specifically to women. This was one of the first channels to make videos specifically dedicated to women about dealing with men and the way the world see y'all. No, this ain't no relationship channel and all that, but I tell y'all all the time, the world don't see y'all as innocent women anymore. Men see women as equal or greater threats. You guys and girls gotta remember something. The first time I ever in person saw a murder, I watched a woman kill her husband. I know she was abusive to this man. My mom, rest her soul, one of the last conversations me and my mom had was about that. And she said she couldn't believe I still remembered that incident from a young child. So men don't see women like we used to see women. And that's just a fact. Jumping up in these guys' faces, all this yanking away and telling them what you're doing and all that. Look, man, you can't do that type of shit on the side of the fucking road. Because it's never going to end up good for you. And I don't understand why people don't get this through their fucking mind. Understand something. Yes, you can tell an officer or officers you disagree with them. When it gets to the point where it's going to be a shout match and you see this guy or this guy's or girl's going to be assholes, take your ticket, move your car, whatever, and let it in. Don't get up in these guys and girls' faces and escalate this, because you're not going to ever win on the side of the road. It doesn't matter that you get arrested for resisting and then the charges get dropped when the video come out. The damage is already done. You're already traumatized. Look, it's like this. At the end of the day, a law-abiding officer has the right to go home also. I know that might be a statement that might make people uncomfortable. You guys and girls know I talk about the security guard who helped me understand when I was a teenage boy that it's okay to properly shoot a firearm the right way, because it gives you a better chance of protecting yourself. Y'all know I've done several shout outs, and I've even done a video to rest his soul, a slain officer, Officer Holloway from New Orleans. So I don't have a disdain for cops like that. Like, I just think that they all just. But what I'm telling you is, on the side of the road, you ain't gonna win. Now, the Halo Act. The Halo Act came to life. When this law got passed, I already knew the very first people to get arrested for this law were gonna be black. It turned out to be black females, but I knew it, and I'm gonna tell you why. People study us. People know as a group we're very emotional. People know what to say to us to get us riled up. People know, law enforcement know, politicians know. Anytime we see somebody dealing with law enforcement that is black, if we're around, our antennas are gonna go up. Even if this doesn't have anything to do with us, we're gonna stand there and let these officers know we're in their presence. A law got passed that said you have to give law enforcement 25 feet. In the era of iPhones and all this shit a telephone, cell phone can do now. You can stand back 25 feet and still catch the whole thing. Well, you had some women that thought they were gonna get involved and try and help this lady and let me get her phone and let me this and let me that, and they got arrested because they broke the fucking law and now they want the charges dropped. Look, you traumatize yourself. You risk your life at your own peril. What that lady did with that officer, like I said, I don't know I didn't see the full video. But the mere fact at a school that this woman let that get that far, that says a lot about that emotionalism. I can hear all the screaming and the shouting, what are you doing? Stop, blah, blah. Look, at the end of the day, you got to be mindful. You have to be on alert. Oh, sorry about that, everybody. There's a fucking bug in here. I kill it. You got to be mindful of something. They got a job to do. And at the end of the day, if they ask you to move your car, just move your fucking car. It's just that simple. I'm talking to you guys and girls as somebody that's been through this. I know the feeling. A lot of us well, you entitled to your opinion. I can understand a lot of them get emotional. And they understand this. That's why the Halo Act got passed. Part of the reason. Nevertheless, you can't be in these people's face like this. And now her daughter is traumatized. People want this officer held accountable and this and that, but look. It's just simple. It's just big simple. You can do it the easy way or you can do it the fucking hard way. You're not ever gonna win on the side of the road. It doesn't matter how right you are. Let me shout out a group of people. I've seen these videos here lately making the rounds of guys being stopped in high-end cars, being asked to get out. You know, law enforcement coming around and pulling a little. Look, they trained that if you don't let them search your car, they're gonna bring the dog out. Once the dog come out, the dog gonna hit on your car every time. It don't matter if you just brought that car from a dealership and didn't literally drove it off the lot. If they say the dog hit, they gonna search your car. And if the dog gotta come out, the dog is always gonna hit on your car. I've been through this. I went through this as a teenager. That's why I can talk to you guys and girls about this and tell you how this go. When they ask you, do you have something illegal in the car, and you say no. Once they say, do you mind if I take a look? What they telling you is, I don't believe you, and I'm gonna search your car. Now we can do it the easy way, or we can do it the fucking hard way. The easy way is you let me search now. The hard way is I'm gonna call K9 out here. Now you detained. I want you to get emotional, so I'm gonna tell you you're detained. But now you're detained, you can't go nowhere. We're gonna make you get out. The dog gonna go around your car, the dog ain't gonna smell nothing, the dog ain't gonna sniff nothing, and the officer that brings him out there gonna keep on hitting. And every time the dog sits and looks at him and gives him the ain't nothing here, he's gonna keep on. You're not a dog trainer. You don't know how they train these dogs. And he'll keep on and keep on and keep on and keep on and keep on until finally they say the dog alerted for narcotics. And they're gonna search your fucking car anyway. Period, point blank. For those who know they can't find nothing, a lot of them will get a little disrespectful. You know, if you pull your phone out in video, they'll start taking your shit out the boxes or the bags and throwing it on the ground. Look, I've been through all this before. It's just that simple. But I want to shout out the men and the women that may tell them you ain't gonna find nothing. They may even insult the cop, but they stay back. They let them do their job, and they just video them and show them. You ain't found nothing because you know nothing was in there. You fishing for something that you can't find. Now, me personally, I'm not one to tell the officer have a good day and God bless you and all that. I'm one to tell him fuck you and go fuck yourself because I told you wasn't nothing in there. But at the end of the day, these guys and girls, this can't happen coast to coast unless they're trained to do this. They're trained not to ever believe you when you say you don't have anything illegal. Once they ask you that question, understand you're going to get searched. You can do it the quick way or the slow way. The slow way is we're gonna bring the dog. And if your car is really nice and they really pissed off, they'll take the fucking dashboard loose. They'll raise the hood up. I've seen them do all kinds of. I've seen them pull people's spark plugs and everything and pull the wires and everything out. Talking about we looking for cocaine, we looking for drugs. This is what these guys and girls do. You can't win with them on the side of the road, but you can't antagonize them. Shifting gears, let me talk about something. And this, to me, was what I say. I want everybody to go and watch this video after you see this. Shout out to everybody. Make sure you hit the likes as you come in, because I watched this morning. Is this civil rights lawyer? Yeah, the civil rights lawyer. There's a yeah, man. I'm trying to teach him the right way, man. Look. I understand it's an uncomfortable conversation to have, but you know what? In the streets, the guys and the girls that was the most diplomatic was the ones who lived to tell the fucking stories. We the ones who live to tell you how it is and how to deal with this, because we was the most diplomatic. But the civil rights lawyer, about the cop, for those of you guys and girls who don't know, there was an incident where a guy was showing the cashier the gas pump and telling her the pump didn't work, and an officer pulled up on him and pulled the gun out and said from the street it looked like he had a gun and what have you. And you guys might have seen that video, you may not. Go and watch that, because this civil rights lawyer actually does a follow-up with somebody that everybody thought this off-duty officer was fist bumping the officer that pulled the gun out. Well, he actually goes on a civil rights lawyer and he explains what actually happened. And he explains some things about law enforcement that from High Alert TV right now into the Alert Zone TV that I've been screaming about dealing with law enforcement. And this officer, current officer, sits down and talk about it. And I think he did a superb job. I feel like some people may feel better hearing it from him than hearing it from me. Because if you hear it from me, it's gonna sound like I'm the angry guy. I'm just talking shit. You know, all the little euphemisms. You know, the 13%ers, the victimhood, all that crap. No, I'm just telling you guys and girls what I've experienced, what continues to go on, and how to deal with it. Like I said, I got more respect for the Derek Chauvin type of cop than I do the cop who like to play the word salad. I don't like what Derek Chauvin did. I despise what he did. I don't mean that in the sense of I got more respect for a cop that'll punch me out and try and kill me. I got more respect for a cop that'll tell me I'm stopping you because I'm profiling you, or you know what this is. Let's get this over with and I'll let you be on your way. Then I have for the one who's going to split me and everybody in the car and ask us where we coming from and play this little word salad and do all these gymnastics so you can go ahead on and search us. I don't care for those type of cops. That's very disingenuous. You already know I didn't run the stop sign. I didn't come to a yield at the stop sign because you fucking behind me and you didn't follow me for 10 blocks. You know damn well anybody, whether you think the police is following you or not, when you see them in the fucking rear view mirror, you sit up straight, you make sure your seatbelt is on. If the speed limit is 70 and your cruise set at 69, you'll fucking hit the brakes and go down to 65 to make sure you don't get stopped. So I don't want to hear that bullshit. Those are the kind of cops I don't like. Fishing for something. Look, dude, you suspect me of selling drugs or you don't. Be honest with me. I know certain roads is drug corridors. But no, I'm a truck driver. I've been to 46 out of 48 states. Shout out to my people from Memphis. Lamar Avenue and Shelby Drive used to be wild. You know what I'm saying? All right, Destro, we appreciate you for stopping through. For those of you who don't know, for years, Interstate 40, when you're leaving Memphis to head to Nashville, when you get on the other side of Airways Boulevard and all that, like you go into FedEx and US 78 down Lamar Avenue, once you pass all that and you start heading out towards Brownsville, Tennessee, you know all the time in the median, they used to have them Camaros sitting there. We call them, as truck drivers, we call them the cocaine cowboys. Do you know why? I-40 is a drug corridor. That's where the drugs come from the Mexican border, and that's how they get them into Nashville, and that's how they get part of the way they get them on the East Coast. They take them up Interstate 35. They go over to San Antonio, through San Antonio and all that, and they go on up to Dallas and Fort Worth. They come on across 40 like that, 30 to 40. It's a drug corridor. Everybody know that. Okay, he stopped in 2022. Shout out to you. So you already know when they stop you, they're looking for dope. In New Orleans, the Jump Out Boys, you got 3 cops riding in a car. One in the back seat with the door cracked open so he can jump out. They ain't stopping you for speeding. They looking for dope. I can respect that. I can respect being stopped and saying, look, we the dope squad. We checking everybody for drugs. I can respect that. More than I can respect an officer who's gonna stop me. He's gonna lie, or she is gonna lie to me and say I was speeding, or I ran the stop sign, or I didn't use his turn signal, or I didn't have on the seatbelt, all this little stupid shit that they fucking do. You already didn't follow me. You done ran my plate. You know what I do and don't have, and then you're gonna keep me on the side of the road for 30 minutes trying to figure out how can you search my car without getting me upset. Just be honest. Look, you in a high drug area, that's why I'm stopping you. You in so-and-so, that's why I'm stopping you. I can respect that. I may not like it, but I can respect the honesty. Instead of all these fucking mental gymnastics that y'all let these police unions and these idiots that be milking these police unions with these all this training and all this shit where they teaching y'all how to get around the law and all that craziness that y'all go. That's why y'all constantly do all this training, because they teaching you what to tell people. Look, man, most people prefer honesty when it comes to law enforcement. We can accept that. We know what it is. Just fucking be honest. Hell, I remember a friend of mine, shout out to him when I was in high school, and I went to go visit him one day, back when Harris Casino was in a municipal auditorium in New Orleans. He lived in Tremaine. He said, man, they would stop us every week and tell us it's our weekly check. Well, I went down there one night so we can go on Canal Street, and we walk into Canal Street and they stopped us. And the cops recognized them and told them, come on, man, y'all already know what this is. This y'all weekly check. I can respect that. I'm not gonna lie to you. I can respect that. Because you being honest and you being upfront. And I already know you're gonna do what you want to do or do what you need to do, and you're gonna let me, I'm gonna be on about my way. Because I ain't got no drugs on me. I ain't got no illegal guns on me. Go ahead on and search me, do your little police thing, and let me go on about my fucking business. Rather than you gonna keep me for fucking 30 minutes or an hour, and you're gonna keep looking for a reason to detain me and do all this stupid shit and escalating and all that crap. You know what I'm saying? So, as law-abiding citizens, you always have to remember. And I want everybody to go to the civil rights lawyer and watch that video, where the updated video, where the off-duty cop talks. Because he says, like I said, basically verbatim, what I've been saying on this channel for years, but you may believe it more coming from him. Because he's going to say everything that you've heard me say on this channel about dealing with law enforcement, he's going to say it, and he's a current cop. Maybe you'll believe it if you hear it from him and not from me. So, and he says, I'll give you guys a precursor. He does it back in March. Police gave me a break. I was speeding in my cargo van, trying to make it look. Yeah, look. I'm gonna answer that in just a second. Like I was saying about that officer, he said he fist bumped that officer. I just watched him pull a gun out on somebody for holding a gas pump. He said, I wasn't in police clothes. I was in civilian clothes. And he said I fist bumped him because I just watched him pull a gun on an innocent person. I don't know what his mindset is. I've been saying that since I've been on this channel, and I've had on the last channel and this one had people attack me as though I'm playing victim. I'm telling you, when police officers stop you, you don't know their intentions just like they don't know yours. Just remember on the side of the road you can't win, but fair enough. I've been stopped by officers. I've been open about it. There's times I was speeding and got stopped, and they let me go, or what have you. Yeah, see all that shit, the tail light and all that. Look, I don't like all that. Look, that politicians and people that back the badge will say that we anti-cop. We not anti-cop. They talk about how the country has turned against law enforcement and we hate cops. No, we just don't like the stupid shit that y'all people train y'all to do. All these guys making these hundreds of $1,000s a year, giving these police seminars and all that crap. You're the one who's gonna bear the brunt of the people. They're gonna teach you what they think you need to say to get around violating people's rights and what have you. And at the end of the day, all the anger is gonna be shown at the officer, not the person that trained him to do that. Because you keep hearing the same thing, they need more training. No, they don't. They're doing what they're trained to do because this can't keep happening across the country in different. You can't have the same thing happening in New York that happened in California if it's not universal training. It's their training, period, point blank. But nevertheless, like I said, I just think that you got to be careful when you're dealing with people, man. When you're dealing with law enforcement. On the side of the road, it's not where you play with these people. And understand something. Imagine once a firearm gets involved. In this country, we still haven't accepted that the Second Amendment is as popular as it is amongst all demographics. There's people from all demographics that believe in the Second Amendment. Not to say we all believe in it, all American citizens, but I'm saying people from every racial, ethnic, gender background believe in the Second Amendment. But we still as a country don't grasp that. So we don't understand when people see you with a gun, how surprised they are. I told you guys and girls, everybody that wears a badge don't support the Second Amendment. If you don't believe me, all you got to do is start going around and looking at the comments and the videos about open carry in Florida. You guys and girls have seen the videos on YouTube, and if you haven't, I go and look of people for years doing these open carry challenges and studies where people go out and open carry to see if they're going to be accosted by law enforcement or what have you. Everybody in law enforcement don't believe in open carry or concealed carry. I've had officers tell me, hey man, I'm glad you legally carry. I love to see that. I've had officers tell me they don't like to see black people legally armed. They hate it. I've had officers tell me no citizen should be armed. Like I said, the Derek Chauvin type, I got more respect for because they don't sneak. They don't. I'm glad back then social media didn't exist, but they don't hide behind keyboards. They tell you their true feelings, and it is what it is, and you learn how to deal with them, as opposed to the ones who hide behind the keyboards, because those are the ones that's more dangerous. But dealing with law enforcement, when you have a firearm, you have to be careful. This is why I do these encounter with law enforcement videos. I always want you to remember, you always got to think about how much a firearm enhances a situation. You guys and girls know Jacksonville is the same place where the guy let them know he was legally armed. They made him get out the car. And the female officer, he said, well, let me loosen my pants up so you can get my gun out. She pulled, and she shot the man in the leg. Thank goodness the officer that stopped him got the tourniquet out and put pressure on the wound. He complied, and he still got fucking shot. She didn't go to jail for that. They really didn't want to fire her at first, and I believe she didn't get fired. She just probably got moved around because they don't get fired for that. So this is what I talk about when I say you have to be careful. Like he said, he didn't think he was ran through that red light. The officers that stopped him said he did. The officer asked him if he got a gun. He said, yeah, I got a legal firearm on me. You guys and girls can see that video. But the mere fact that he kept his composure, he was able to survive the encounter. Although he was wounded, that was very unfortunate. The fact is, he kept his cool. You guys and girls gotta remember that. I'm telling you, man. I dealt with NOPD. I dealt with the state police in Louisiana. St. Bernard Parish, the parish as we call it. Jefferson Parish. Look, I'm gonna say something. I'm gonna probably ruffle some feathers what I'm gonna say. But I'm gonna say this. Everybody think Mississippi and Alabama and Georgia is hate filled. You guys have no idea the level of demonry that exists in the state of Louisiana, especially when it comes to law enforcement. You guys, everybody think Mississippi burning is what made Mississippi feel. Louisiana, boy, them dudes in Mississippi look like fucking altar boys compared to the history we got in Louisiana. I'll tell you that sure as my name is Uncle James. Them fucking boys in Louisiana, them boys in Mississippi is altar boys compared to the fucking shit that goes on in Louisiana and the shit that has went on in Louisiana. And I guess with the blatant things that they've done, it's made me understand how to deal with this situation on the side of the road. You know what? The South is, don't get me wrong. I would love to go back home. I love the South. Hey, Perry, let me tell you something. There's people from Louisiana that still don't grasp the horrors of the state of things that have happened in the state of Louisiana. You guys, right now, for those of you who don't know, this case with Kyra and Lacey is one of the biggest things going on in Louisiana right now. There's something else that happened in the state of Louisiana I bet a bunch of y'all never heard about. Up in the northwest corner, up in that Shreveport area, round up in there, they've already arrested 5 cops. 2 or 3 of them was chiefs. They were running this hustle with a guy that owns a Subway and a couple of other businesses, an Indian guy. And they were running an immigrant hustle. For those of you who don't know, people who come to America as immigrants, if they're victims of crime or witnesses of violent crime, that fast tracks them to becoming citizens. This guy was paying these officers. Oh, okay, you went to Meridian. Okay. Yeah, shout out to Meridian, Mississippi. This guy, he's an East Indian, was paying these officers, I think $500 or $1,000 per report to get these guys and girls that were coming here to fast track them to citizenship by saying they were attacked and robbed and beaten and what have you. And you know what group they choose to be their whipping boys? They were filing false claims saying that these black men these non-existent black men were committing all these crimes against them so they can get fast tracks to citizenship. It's kind of like that Bow Wow for people who don't know the Violence Against Women Act that got passed years back, where migrant women that were victims of domestic violence got to stay in America and got a path to citizenship, if she can prove it. But nevertheless, yeah. So what's going on with Kyron Lacey? It's not surprising if you're from the state of Louisiana, because you know what? I ain't even gonna do it. You guys and girls are welcome to go to other channels that specifically talk about this stuff, because I don't want to seem like I'm spewing anti anything. I'm just letting people know. You guys don't have no idea. You guys don't have no idea. This Kyron Lacey thing don't surprise me. Not in the state of Louisiana. Not with the state police. Not with them state boys. It does not surprise me. Because I've had a couple of them stick guns in my face. So it don't surprise me. But nevertheless, yeah. I just want everybody to understand something. Look. Being legally armed, we are more restrained than criminals. And you have to move like that. You have to move smart. Make your encounters with law enforcement quick, easy. If you broke a law or you're accused of breaking a law, take your ticket and go about your fucking business. The worst thing you can lose in court is some money and some time. On the side of the road, you can lose your life. You already lose your sense of security when you fight back or when you make this hard. It's just not worth it, man. It's not worth it because you can't win. You cannot win. Period, point blank. I'm sorry that this little girl had to go through this. Like I said, I don't know 100% the full story. I just thought that I would talk about this because I see the Halo Act that has been used, and I understand something. In today's world, with the technology that we have now, you can stand 200 feet and fucking damn near view somebody with something going on. You don't have to be in front of these officers' faces screaming and yelling and jumping in front of them and get your hands off of him and get your hands off of her. Look, you don't have to do all that. At the end of the day, when red and blue lights get behind me and I got that Springfield Echelon on me or whatever I'm carrying, look, we're going to make this encounter quick. I stopped you because you was speeding. Okay. Well, I don't think I was speeding. Well, I said you was speeding. All right. Drive license, registration, insurance. Here you go. Go and give me my ticket. I'll see you in court. And let that be that. All this, I'm not going to. I saw another incident of a woman. I don't know what she was doing. This officer was also very restrained. She kept telling him she was calling her caseworker and she wasn't giving her driver's license. She wound up in cuffs and getting handled, and she didn't like it. At the end of the day, look, the guy just begged and begged and begged. This officer really, really showed restraint. He gave her multiple times to give her her stuff, her ID and all that. At the end of the day, look, let's get it over with. If somebody unjustly stop you, you have to assume they're looking for trouble. You make that assumption. Just like when they stop you, they assume you're doing something wrong, or they assume that you're a threat. Well, you better assume they're a threat. Here's the difference. On the side of the road, they win. In the court, it's 50-50. Yeah, man, you know what? That's true. It's hard for some people to do, but you got to be the bigger person when it comes down to dealing with them, because you can't win. On the side of the road is not where you fight these people. Even if you get the charges dropped, it don't matter. The damage is already done. Period, point blank. And let's be honest. Every other week, the Jackson County Sheriff's Office, Jacksonville Sheriff's Office, is in national news for some kind of scandal, some kind of officer doing something or getting caught doing something with a child or something. It's just that simple. So you already know the environment you're in. Adapt and live accordingly. You're never going to win on the side of the road. And ladies, I want y'all to listen to me again. Men don't see you as physically off limits no more. Men will punch you in the face faster than they'll punch another man now. It used to be, men used to say, a man that would hit another man ain't no man, he a bitch, he a hoe, and he wouldn't do that to me. That sentiment is gone. Y'all got y'all equality. That ship has sailed out in the Pacific and it's sunk. And it's never gonna be pulled. It's out in the rubble. It's like at the Titanic. It's gonna be at the bottom of the ocean and it'll never be pulled up again. So you better assume when you jump up in these men's face and tell them about what you ain't gonna do. Yeah, Jacksonville Sheriff's Office, they stay in trouble. You already know what you're dealing with. You gonna jump up in this man's face and tell him what you ain't gonna do? Well, guess what? Now you in the pulpit, you and the women that recorded you and got arrested for the Halo Act, talking about you just wanted to do this and you just wanted to do that. Look, make these encounters fast and get it over with. That's all I'm telling you. Now, if you decide you're gonna learn the hard way, well, guess what? I'm not gonna come out in public and risk my damn freedom. I'm not gonna come out in public and speak against your brutality when you put yourself in that fucking position. You gotta give me something to work with. Jumping up in people's face and telling them what the fuck you ain't gonna do, that ain't gonna work. You just deal with the consequences. Before I get out of here, I just want to thank everybody that rocks with the channel. I'm glad, like I said, William Fratelli, he got a channel here. He's law enforcement. That's my nephew. Shout out William Fratelli. He comes in, he shots this channel out. I shot him out. Oh yeah, by the way, to my brother, I'm gonna apologize to somebody else while I'm doing this. White Rambo. My brother Jason. I apologize. I've been seeing your channel. I just haven't had a chance really to get back on the board. Like I said, the last couple weeks, things have been picking up and I'm able to keep kind of busy. That's why I haven't been able to post as much. I haven't made the time like I need to. I'm still getting some things together, but shout out to you, brother. With this being said, I want everybody to go and watch the updated video on the Civil Lawyers channel about that paranoid cop and listen to this cop and let me know if he sounds close to anything you ever heard on this channel. Maybe you may feel better hearing it from somebody else. I understand sometimes it's not the message. People just don't like the messenger. Maybe if the messenger is somebody that's in law enforcement, maybe it'll make you say, this guy is not spewing hate. With that being said, shout out to everybody that was able to tune in on the live. Shout out to you if you're able to catch me on the replay. Shout out to all the gun tubers. When I say gun tubers, I don't just mean content creator. I mean the people who view the conversation. Oh, all right. I appreciate you for dropping through. We got over 900 wonderful pieces of information. I understand everybody may not agree with everything that I say here, and that's fine. All I ask is that you be respectful if you disagree, and we can talk about it. Because I learned things from you guys and girls, not only from watching other people's content, but in the comment sections. I learned a lot about y'all. I'm not above being corrected. If I'm wrong, please grab a hold of me and say, you're wrong, this, and that, and we can talk about it from there. So I definitely appreciate you coming through. Shout out to all the gun tubers, like I said. Shout out to the people that view GunTube. Y'all don't understand how vital y'all are to this whole genre. Shout out to my brother Black Rambo. I've seen his videos have been getting recommended again. His shadow ban must be lifted. I know what that guy's been going through with the whole YouTube, the industry against him and things like that. Shout out to him. To my brother Isaac Tactical, always for the incinerator. My sister, Dr. T, who dropped by here earlier and graced us with her presence. My brother well-dressed tactical. A regular gun guy. My fly family. Fat guy with guns. Cannon coach. Definitely another up-and-coming tuber. You guys and girls, like I said, the channel is going to keep going forward. Shout out to everybody else I didn't mention. I appreciate y'all for coming through. I always want us to be safe out here because it's the legally armed citizens. I'm your advocate. Criminals have their advocate. I'm your advocate. If you guys and girls who may not agree with me would just take your emotionalism out of it and listen to what I'm saying, you'll find out the things that I give here is very fruitful. This is the nutritious channel. We give nutritious and fruitful content. We give the cauliflower and the Brussels sprouts on this channel. You may not like me, you may not be happy to see it, but you need it. Once you eat it, you digest it and you figure out it's good for the body and it gives you longevity. That's why I'm able to sit here at 46 years old, coming up in New Orleans in the city when the life expectancy was 21 and then I watched it fall to 18, then I watched it fall to 15. I was able to make it this far because I decided that I was going to take more of the diplomatic and strategic route, and I'm able to give the next generation game if they all just listen to me. So, especially if you got young children, whether they're teenagers or if you got people in their early 20s, turn them on to this channel because we understand the youth is our future, and an educated youth is going to be a smart youth. So, with that in mind, with that being said, hit me in the comment section. Let me know what you think. And until next time, stay safe, stay armed, stay on high alert. We out.